A free speech rally featuring right-wing speakers on Saturday, with hundreds of police officers mobilized to prevent a recurrence of violence that left a woman dead at a Virginia white supremacist rally last week. Nazis suck! There were certainly moments of tension in the crowd as protesters on opposing sides confronted each other, but more often with arguments, not with outright violence. The response by Boston police was praised on Saturday by President Trump, who tweeted, quote,
boy, you
"Looks
gotta
like
be
many
kidding.
anti-police agitators in Boston," but later applauding the protesters for speaking out against bigotry and hate.
Flip-flopping,
A
Lord
sentiment
help us.
echoed by the city's police commissioner.
Overall, again, everyone did a good job. 99.9% of the people here were for the right reason, and that's to fight bigotry and hate for the most part here today. We knew we were going to have some people who were going to cause problems, and we had to make, the latest is 27 arrests so far today.
These massive demonstrations come on the heel of last week's events, which saw white supremacists and Nazis marching in the streets of Charlottesville, who the president called out for not going far enough to ease tensions in the country. The U.S. is doing quite a bit of soul-searching this week, as the fate of Confederate statues is being debated in the public, with the president defending their existence. But as they increasingly become rallying points for white supremacists, some local governments are working faster than ever to tear them down.
Praise God, folks. I'm not going to be long. What we're seeing here is a divided America. And we know it is written that a house divided against itself cannot stand. We have an extremely dangerous problem coming out of Washington. Dangerous that haven't been seen since the 1960s, just in the area of racism alone. But we even have a greater problem. Have somebody taken leave of their senses? You should see all we've seen on the news this morning. This is a disgrace. Kim Jong-un of North Korea, Vladimir Putin of Russia, the head of Iran, China, are laughing themselves silly. What a disgrace and a stench America has become with racism, violence fighting all over the street. And for the most part, there's a lot of white people that was out there fighting. Matter of fact, it was more white people fighting for justice than black people and Hispanics put together. But there are large numbers out there. But that's not the point. See, everybody is not racist. Everybody, you have to be taught to hate somebody based on the color of their skin. What a sick thing. I'm just haven't reached the point where I have to stand around and like somebody who doesn't like me. I was never raised that way. I'm being honest with you. I wasn't raised that way. I'm still a work in progress. I'm not perfect, but I am still a work in progress, praise God. But again, back to this. This is not going to be a long thing, but I want your opinion. Like I said, we have racism. Our country is totally divided. I'm hearing lots of people talk, what in the hell are we going to go to war for? And you're still calling us, using the N-word, calling Spanish all the other names. And I mean, everybody, and the Jews is, everybody go back here, go back there, go back there. And I mean, it's just deplorably, it's a disgrace in the nostril of God. We have to remember, this was American Indian land. I don't have to call the Yuichi, the Seminole, Cherokee, I can just Apache. I can go on and on and on and on. Contrary to what we see in what we learn in school and talking about everybody sat down and had a nice dinner. No. That's not historically correct. Matter of fact, that's an outright ball of crap. It's a lie. Let's not forget. Sorry about that. I'm doing my video. But what I'm saying is, let me read to you, give you a brief synopsis of what I'm talking about. This hatred, we have enough problems besides the entire structure of the nation is caving in. And the whole world is laughing, talking about the moral leader of the world. You've got to be kidding. Let me just give you a brief synopsis. Tens of thousands of counter-protesters flooded the streets of Boston on Saturday, eclipsing a competing right-wing free speech rally in a display of solidarity after the deadly white nationalist rally in Charlottesville, Virginia last week. There was virtually no violence as the two groups confronted each other on Boston Street. Counter-protesters gathered near Boston's Malcolm X Boulevard chanting, "Whose streets? Our streets. No Trump. No KKK. No fascist USA." And even some of the Republican leaders, I'm surprised that even some of the Republican leaders were saying, "What are you doing? Why would you make a statement like that, Mr. President? Is something wrong with you?" One Republican leader, I'm surprised he said that. He said, "We're going to have a civil war, not of the same magnitude that we had in the 1860s, but sporadic violence, as a group of counter-protesters will always be there to counter-protest the hate speech of this National White Party." And the marches are gigantic. State after state. People are tired of this. We have enough problem with economics. Nothing has improved at all. Nothing. Millions and millions of Americans are still unemployed. These are college-educated individuals, black, white, Hispanic. There is no improvement in the job market. The housing market, the prices of rent and mortgages are exploding. And here we are not making ourselves. A few people in Washington are causing turmoil all over America like never before. It's a disgrace. Like I said, everybody is not a racist. I was proud to see that all those white people were out there holding hands with blacks and Hispanics and everybody else out there marching for justice. But I want to say something here. Black folks like Malcolm X. You see those pictures of that Malcolm X and Martin Luther King? Real freedom fighters, okay? Although Malcolm X summed it up correctly. You've been had. You've been hoodwinked. Some of them politicians, matter of fact, he said liberals. He used the term, some of these white liberals have thrown a rock and hid their hand. He said, all you're stuck with was token integration. Do you know, even T-Mont put it out. Derek Grayson, that's right, the one who ran for senator in Stone Mountain, Georgia. What did he say? He said the same thing. He was just repeating to you what Malcolm X said. Matter of fact, Dr. Claude Anderson said. Matter of fact, and that is this Farrakhan said. You're up here marching up and down to integrate with people, not all white people. What we need to do is clean up the crime in our community. We're shooting down kids and babies, not we. Some of you are making all of us, the rest of us, look bad. Let's clean up our community. Keep your money in your own community. What good is it? You've been marching up and down for 50 years and nothing is improved. Like I said before, in 1865, at the Emancipation Proclamation, you had 4 million blacks own less than 0.5% of America's wealth. Here we are 150 years later, 40 million black Americans own less than 0.5% of Americans' total wealth. Of America's total wealth. I'm sorry, I'm trying to be quick. We have not moved economically in 150 years. If we can't unite, all the other talk is a waste. We should put God first, unite, and raise our children, to send our children to be entrepreneurs, not just to work for someone else, but to be entrepreneurs so they can open up businesses and build up our own community, economically and politically. But furthermore, we have to keep God first. We have to unite. Because if we don't clean our house, our own house, nobody else is. But I was proud to see that all the white people and all the different nationalities and races were out there fighting these haters. Do you know, like I tell you, I had uncles, especially one was at December 7th, 1941, Pearl Harbor. That's right there at the attack. He died many years ago, but we speak of him often. God bless folks. And we have to pray like never before. We're in a hell of a problem. Look at Washington. I have never seen anything like it. We're making America look like a laughing stock with his hatred and his racism and his ranting. Let me ask you something. I'll start to say, did you see him in Vietnam? Did you see any record? But I'm not going to say that. But I'm just saying we have to clean our own house. We have to build up the economy in our own neighborhoods before we can do anything. God bless folks. And remember, united we stand, divided we fall. Dr. King was a good man. But at the end of his life, and I'm going to leave that there, he noticed one thing. The whole thing was a scam. He said, I have a dream. Well, he said, I'm tired of marching up and down. Do you know they gave away 500 million acres of land to the immigrants in the 1860s? Yet they never gave blacks one. Not 1 acre. Nothing. There is no inherited wealth in the black community. God bless folks. Pray.